Hey, it's Dave Salvadore with Blue Line Design. Welcome back for another episode where today I will start a 3-part series on storyboarding. Now, when I first started working, I primarily did storyboards for the ad agencies. Sometimes I'd do movie trailers and things like that. I'd have to sit down with a client, go through their script, and then start to break it down visually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the process that I use for creating storyboards. By the end of the 3-part series, I plan to do a little animatic to show you how I would take some storyboards and then animate them a little bit to make it a little bit more of a dynamic storyboard presentation. Now, I don't know if you've seen The Mandalorian. Man, that show is good. I mean, Baby Yoda. Can't take it. Baby Yoda. I love The Mandalorian. Me and my kids have watched the season twice. It is just amazing. It's a great show. It's a lot of fun. So what I did is, being inspired by that show, I wrote a quick little scene. I'm not the best writer, so it's just a quick little action scene that I can use as a guide for storyboarding based off of The Mandalorian. Today we're going to get right into the first part of it, which is thumbnailing your script. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you how I would do a script breakdown. Just going to use a ballpoint pen and I'm going to get right into this. The first thing I would do is just read through the script. If there's some space on the script, I just draw my little thumbnails right on here. So here's why they call it thumbnails. See that little tiny drawing? And it's so cute, little drawing. Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to look at any reference or anything like that. There's no point in doing that right now. These aren't the actual storyboards. All I'm trying to do is figure out what is going to be in my shot. So the Mandalorian lands on Mos Eisley and walks into the cantina. Maybe a shot of that ship and its landing. Dust and ship. That's all I'm doing. And then I might just say, I'll write like a little keyword down here like ship lands. So maybe I could do a shot like this. You kind of sell that the ramp comes down and then he's walking out, and maybe it's just silhouetted. Now one of the things that you're going to be tempted to do with thumbnails is treat them like they're the actual storyboards. You got to kind of let that go. Maybe this comes down, he walks out. That's all I'm doing in my thumbnail, is figuring out already what kind of movements I could have when I get to the storyboards and the animatic. Mando walks. Okay, so he walks into the canteen, he's walking in, maybe this door opened up, and then I'll have in the foreground like some kind of kooky aliens. So you got like an alien here, and you got like a drink. There's an IG unit or something. Why do I know that? What's happened in my life? Okay, it's just aliens are in there. Mando canteen. Maybe there's a little uplighting here or something like that, or little funky lights in there. Walks through the crowd of aliens to the booth to confront Greedo. Here's that booth. Here's Greedo, just like him. And then you got his drink, hand. So Mando walks up, and maybe it's like an over-the-shoulder shot. So you see some of his shoulder and his armor and a little bit of his profile, and then that's it. So he walks in. Greedo. Just little keywords to remind me of what's going on when you can't tell from the actual drawing. Mando puts down a bounty puck on the table, like hint to the table, and the Mandalorian is here, and he's kind of tossing out the bounty puck. You're just selling the idea. So maybe a shot where, like, you see up, Greedo's looking down at it, and then the puck activates so that you have like the connection, obviously, that it's his head, the 3D hologram, and some kind of statistics, and they all pop out, and he's all just kind of looking over at it. You got a drink. 3D hologram. So Greedo laughs. So I just want like a close-up of him, from behind him, out of the darkness. I'm just indicating a gang of Greedos. So 3 of them, and maybe like a big one, a couple tough-looking guys, and then a little shrimpy one. Now, I haven't designed those yet. You're just indicating the fact that it's a gang of Greedos. They're gonna be in darkness, and then they're gonna come out. All of them look like hardened bounty hunters, so maybe I'll have them like... Now here's something. See how Lando is over here on the left side? So I kind of want to keep that rhythm going. So I'll just draw a close-up, I don't know, maybe one of them has an eye patch, of them looking tough. And they're just looking over at him, maybe just a hint to this guy. He's like, hey, you see, it's them on the side looking tough. Mando tilts his head. So yeah, it's just kind of like a, tilt. Okay, then his hand. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a close-up of Mando's hand. It's like a bunch of bananas. And then he throws out a bunch of pucks. They all land on the table, and maybe just have a hint of Greedo in the foreground, like an over-the-shoulder shot of Greedo, like this. All the pucks land on the table, and they all turn on, and it's the gang. They all react with surprise and fear, so it'll be uplighting from all the holograms and all their faces, and they're all dot. And then I want to do like a montage, so I'm going to just cut in, like, so I'll actually just use this frame and then cut in to their faces. So I'll just draw it once. He grabs his blaster. He's going to town. Gun battle. Now I'll figure this out later, what the gun battle is going to be, because I don't know how many shots that I want to do that in. I don't even know if I'm going to get to that. So here's basically how I would have broken down this script. I would then send this to a client. What you're trying to do with these thumbnails too is build up the trust with the client that you understand what they want. You've invested very little time in these drawings. If they say, oh, can you do this shot or that shot? Can you take this one out? You've literally lost very little time in getting the client what they want. So this is the first part of the series on storyboarding thumbnails. So I hope you enjoyed watching that first part of the series on storyboarding. I mean, if anything, you got to see Baby Yoda, right? If you want to be notified for the next part, please hit the bell notification. If you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button, it would really help me out. Until next time, keep drawing and keep designing.